I was thinking about it a couple hours ago, and I was thinking about some people I've learned a lot from over the years and just very humbled by. They've been training for 30 or 40 years now on what their expert topic is. And I feel like I can just keep re-listening to them and just keep learning from them, keep optimizing, keep just hearing new stuff. And I may change what I'm about to say later on as far as this past, present, future, but right now it feels right, so I just thought I'd say it. So for the past, so you're really optimizing here. So the past, you're optimizing your beliefs, limiting beliefs, your thoughts about the past. And the law of attraction has a lot to do with that, but the person I would listen to the most is Abraham Hicks. Abraham would be like the spirit of Esther Hicks. And Jerry Hicks, her husband who had passed, was also working with her. But she's been teaching this for like 30 to 35 years now. She's very good about teaching alignment and aligning your thoughts, removing resistance, and just limiting beliefs and stuff like that. I think she goes pretty deep, quite a bit deeper than a lot of the other speakers that you hear talk about the law of attraction. My understanding is that she is the one that inspired The Secret and the movie The Secret, and she was actually cut out of The Secret, and there's a story behind that, a backstory behind it. I'll let you Google that. I'm not going to get into that right now, but definitely you're constantly optimizing. I think that's something you're going to optimize for the rest of your life. Personally, that's how deep this Abraham Hicks stuff gets. Abraham Hicks with a hyphen, typically. You can find endless YouTube videos. She does seminars as well. Present moment, you're looking at copywriting. If you want to talk about Dan Kennedy, who's been doing it for about 40 years, you can learn a ton about copywriting. I like Dean Jackson too. You can learn a ton about copywriting from a lot of different people. It's a topic where these guys have been just learning it forever. It could take a whole lifetime to learn it. And it's really about empathizing with other people, understanding their fears, understanding how other people think, getting inside their head, probably understanding it more than they understand it. And I think it can be used to sell many or most things, especially higher ticket real services, not just products. And build relationships as well. For the future, I'm going to go with, let me think for a second what I was going to go with. I would go with thinking like an investor. And Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant, understanding how to go from employee to self-employed to business to investor. That is really good for future mind thinking, and it really just thinking bigger numbers, getting comfortable with bigger numbers, hanging around people with bigger numbers really makes a big difference. It's going to change your mindset on how you think about cash flow, how you think about assets versus liabilities, how you think about your retirement, how you think about positive emotions and anchors to money as well, how you go from trading time, dollars for hours and so forth, to actually thinking more passively and how money is made without you present. Some of those kind of beliefs. Very future oriented. A book that you can read, which is Phil Zimbrata, I'm not saying it correctly, but over 50 years in the psychology business, probably like 57, 58 years now. He did The Time Paradox, and I read that book about 7, 8 years ago. It's absolutely amazing. I loved it. It teaches you 7 different ways people think about time, and it gets into hedonism and like how people think about the present moment versus people who kind of dwell on the past versus people who are very future oriented. I personally think because of a lot of the stuff that's happened with the real estate crash and market crash in recent years, I think people are a little bit more prepared. They're a little more present-minded with how they think now, as far as the strategy that they also have for the future and how they think about the future. So there's a lot of disruption in the world out there, a lot of innovation. So I think people are also being very cautious of that and not looking 10 or 20 years out. They're being prepared for more disruption and more daily and weekly changes, reading a lot more headlines. The world is moving a lot faster. We're reading a lot more headlines because of our short attention span. But you're always optimizing the copywriting. You're always optimizing how you think about money in the future. You're always optimizing the past. Abraham Hicks is what I would listen to for that. And the idea is you're always reinvesting into yourself. and the return on investment is on your time and your money with other people and with yourself. So that's what this is about, the ORR. It's the OR, and it is optimize, reinvest, and return on investment. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I got more coming up. I would continue to learn on that. What you're doing is you're really not only learning to remove the resistance and limiting beliefs in yourself, you're learning because you're learning that for yourself, you're able to identify it more to help others do it as well, and then it comes across in your copywriting the more you listen to these videos. So what that means is some of the sales funnels or some of the situations where it would take 2 to 3 to 5 years to get somebody to make a decision on something, you're able to speed that process up by understanding where their mindset is at right now. Robert Collier said many years ago, maybe 80 to 100 years ago, finish the conversation already going on in somebody else's head. The battle that's already going on in their mind, enter that conversation and help solve the problem for them, okay? So go study Abraham Hicks, go study copywriting, and go study Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant, and any of his other 25 books. Okay, catch you guys later. Thanks.